What up? It is May 26th. It is Tuesday today. It is my Saturday. My car is yelling at me to put my seatbelt on. I just topped off my gas tank, grabbed a couple gallons of water. On this adventure, we're headed to Mount Rainier National Park, headed to the Wonderland Trail. We're not going to do the Wonderland Trail, doing a section on the Wonderland Trail. Going to see how far I can get, going to check out the snow conditions, check out the conditions in general. I've never set foot on the Wonderland Trail, so just setting foot on the Wonderland Trail, I'll be super stoked, super grateful for that. It's a blessing to be alive today. I just finished a 5-day work week. It was insane. Every other shift for me this week has been between 10 and 12 hours. It's 6:30 right now. I've been awake since about 4 o'clock yesterday. It's the evening for me, and we are headed to Longmire. Longmire is one of the big entrances to Rainier National Park, Mount Rainier National Park, and I've never been there. It's the day after Memorial Day, so we're gonna see what exactly it's like out there. I saw some footage on the internet of some folks who went to Longmire on Memorial Day, and it looked like people trying to get into Disneyland. So, gonna find out what that's like, see what it's like. I'm banking on hopefully not gonna be a lot of people there. Yeah, so gonna go see how it goes, and you know, get into some adventure, see some spectacular views of the mountain, I'm sure. The weather report for the day, right now it's about 50 degrees, and it's gonna struggle to clear 60 degrees today with some clouds, but it's already clearing up right now. And tomorrow is supposed to be 70 degrees, clear skies all day. So hopefully tomorrow we'll have some sick weather. We'll get some clear skies, good views of the mountain. And yeah, I've got about an hour drive to the trailhead. I'm gonna be entering into the park and getting onto the trail. I'll be traveling eastbound, which is counterclockwise on the trail. I don't know what that's gonna look like with the camera facing backwards, but I'm gonna be traveling counterclockwise on the Wonderland Trail. And yeah, so let's get into it. Here we go.
Deep in the jungle is the land of adventure and horses. My name is Tarzan, I am Jungle Man. The treetops swinging from Jungle Land.
What do they got in there? King Kong? Okay, I'm in the park. Check it out. We're going in, baby. It's actually really dank. All right. I'm fed, watered, teeth are brushed, coffee had, and yeah, peace now from the car. Gonna go check out the rest of Longmire right here. I'm just exploring stuff. Gift shop, let's check it out, dude. Whoa, this is sick. Mount Rainier National Park. That is the information center. So I just went and talked to a very nice ranger in there. I've just talked to 2 very nice rangers, and yeah, so it looks like I'm not going to be able to make it too far before I run into snow, and I'm probably going to have to deal with a mile or 2 of snow. And there's also an almost a mile section of the trail that's technically closed because of some recently reported unusually comfortable bears. Not the 2-legged, 9 to 12 foot tall bears, but actual bears. Let's go get on the Wonderland Trail and let's just see how far we can walk. Oh, sick! So this is the Nisqually River, and so the other side of the river over there, it's about 100 yards. This should be right now on a normal snow year. There'd be snow here right now, probably. But even if there wasn't, like, this would all be river right here. This would be just a raging river, and instead it's just this little like 25 foot thing. I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. I don't know if rocking on the Wonderland is gonna be the move for today, for this weekend, because I'm not gonna make it very far. I've been hiking for about a half hour, and I've already ran into a sign, mate. What have we got here? So I've walked 1.5 miles in half an hour. That's good. I'm keeping a 3 mile an hour pace. Gonna head the 1.5 miles back to Longmire. You know, I tried to do some research on this area and had a really good feeling coming out here. But now that I'm out here, I keep getting the feeling that I've been having for the last 2 months. I feel like a dog. You know those cables that people set up in their yards for their dogs, where they like string them between 2 trees or something, or 2 poles, and then they put their dog on a cable, and the dog can like have more space to run, but eventually the dog's gonna hit the end of that cable run and they're gonna be like, bird, bird. Like, that's how I feel. And I know it's just this time of year, and you know, it could be easily prevented by me just, you know, hitting up some small hikes here and there and just being satisfied with that and just biding my time while the rest of the snow melts out in the mountains. It could be gnarlier, like the fact that it's such a low snow year, that like this should be covered in snow right now, but it's not at the end of May. So I don't know. Okay, so Rainier Wonderland didn't work out so well. You know, cruising around, just you know, reading some other trail reports from some other hikers and that I know, and gonna go check out a couple other trails. The weekend is not lost, so I'm gonna go check out a couple other trails that I think might be snow-free and see how things go in another region. Just gonna kind of relocate real quick. I'll hop in the chopper and relocate. I swear, dude, this spring, I mean, it's summer now. It's the end of May. I mean, it's technically summer. This spring and this year has just been really hectic. It's been really hectic. All I want to do is hike, and you know, I've got my dander up like time and time again. Probably a little too eager. It's been a lot of work. Got up to Longmire, and I'll be honest, like, I don't do really well around like touristy crowds. I just don't. The last time I was around a bunch of them was probably Crater Lake last year on the PCT. The last time I was around a lot of them was last year in Yosemite. And that was intense, dude. And it was really overstimulating, but because I was all jacked up on through hiking, I think it made it, and I was with friends, it made it more tolerable. But now that I'm just, doing my thing, wiggling around in my world, it's just, I just can't, man. I just can't. And being around all those tourists at Longmire, dude, there were so many of them. When I decided to turn back, and I've been looking on some trip reports online that people are posting from Paradise, which was the next big trailhead up by Rainier. Not very far, not very far at all, further up from Longmire where I just was this morning. And it's just snow season, dude. It's like mondo snow season up there. Still, we're talking like many, many feet of snow, man. So, I have the whole day off tomorrow, and the weather is finally cleared up. It's a lovely 67 degrees outside, and the sun's coming out. And I pulled over. I took a little power nap, so I've got like a second wind, and I've got to do a little bit of driving, a little more driving. I'm gonna clock a total of probably 4 hours of driving today. My good friend, who I do quite a bit of outdoorsy stuff with, he would say, Nick, you really like driving. And I don't. I mean, I do, but I don't really want to spend my whole day driving. I want to spend my whole day hiking. But I'm relocating to a zone where I think I'll be able to clock in a good solid 20, maybe even more miles tomorrow, and also be in a position to get some good sleep tonight, get some good sleep tomorrow night, and be back in my car to get back to my neck of the woods to get ready for work the next day and get back to the next week. I'm not abandoning the weekend. I was this close to abandoning the weekend, dude. I was a hair away. I was just a flick of the wrist away from just tossing the whole pan. I think we're gonna come out with a nice, solid weekend. So yeah. Here we go. All right, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. and I'm going in there. What do you think of that, huh? Mount Baker Snoqualmie National Forest, Talapas Lake Trail, 1039. Oh, 1039 easy. Got the headlamp on deck, ready to illuminate. Yeah, I can hear the evening birds singing. So that's a good sign. All right. Ooh. Oh there, bud. Call that the thru hiker fire starter right there. Because golly, it was rainy this morning. I can't believe I was at Mount Rainier this morning, dude. That's just crazy. What a day. Here we go. Nice. Nice, dude. Got that going. Let's get some bigger sticks on there. Man, if the 15-year-old me could see me now, he'd probably be amazed. He'd probably be just absolutely amazed. I don't even think I need my sleeping pad, dude. It's been so long since I was in this tent. Oh man, I almost fell asleep. Close one. Tend this fire. Do a little more push. And then bedtime. Good morning. It is 5 o'clock. And It's time to get up. The birds are up. They're waking up. I love waking up with the birds on trail because you hear the first birds that wake up, and then you start hearing a few more bird calls, and they just kind of, bird by bird, it's like, oh, that bird's awake now, and oh, I haven't heard that bird yet, but that bird's awake now. And yeah, it's just so, it's always cool to hear all the different birds and how they wake up. It is kind of fun having the selfie stick angle, but it makes me want to get one of those Insta 360s. You see that? Oh, nuts, look at this. Gosh darn it. Buddy, look, there's more over there. Wow. This is Talapas Lake. Cool. Let's get on this log jam and see how it. Oh shoot. Oh yeah. It's 5:30. There's a whole day left, and success! I made it to a trail. I'm on a trail system with no snow. So let's go. I don't know if there's gonna be more running water before the next lake. I don't really like lake water. If I can avoid it, I definitely will. Oh, there goes my freaking O-ring. Give that a drizzle. Give that a little drizzle. There's no filter that exists, to my knowledge, that will filter out waterborne viruses like cryptosporidium. Pretty sure norovirus goes right through a filter. There goes my O-ring again. Oh, that comes out easy. I'm gonna have to be careful of that. Get some extras. You like the Love's bottle? You like the Love's bottle? Got that at the truck stop? This is the only water bottle I'm carrying. How sick would it be to have a Love's sponsorship? Could you imagine that? That'd be so cool, dude. Just wearing Love's swag out on the trail. A Love's sun hoodie and sick-ass, fly-ass Love's sunglasses. That'd be so sick. I was thinking about being out hiking solo and how I'm actually a really social person. I like to socialize with the right people. It's nice to be out hiking alone because I can just be at peace. I can think, reflect, work over things in my head, pray. That's a big one. It's easy to forget to pray. And if you're not a prayer, if you don't pray, well, whatever you do to remember to be grateful and appreciative for life and everything. It is fun to do it with other people. And I was thinking, like, I wonder who I'll run into today. If I do run into anyone, will it be a couple of brodies? Will it be some ladies? Will it be another solo hiker? Will it be old folks, young folks? I'd probably just be a trail runner. But it is nice to do these things with other people. And that's one of the reasons that I do these videos. Because, I know this is gonna sound corny, but bear with me. Because when I'm doing the videos and vlogging, I feel like I'm not alone. And you're never alone. To quote the iconic Australian rock and roll group from the 70s, Radio Birdman, you're never alone with a Smith & Wesson, baby. I believe you're never alone because you've always got Jesus by your side and God in your heart. At least I feel that way. You don't have to feel that way. But I feel like when I do these videos, I'm not alone when I'm filming because I've got you with me. I bring you guys along, the viewers. And I know that sounds like a corny line from a TV show, but it's true. It's true. And it feels like, well, I may just be out here alone, but at least if I'm filming, I feel like, I'm not the only one who sees this. Like, I get to share this and share the beauty. And speaking of, look at this. Talk about beauty. This is gorgeous. I think these are all huckleberries. All right, time to find a place for coffee. So, check out the moss on these trees and how it's like wind swept. See that? See how cool that is? I believe that moss is called old man's beard. Ew. Oh, what a nice bridge. Don't you just love a good bridge? Look, see how cool and pleasant it is. We got us a junction. Pratt Lake, yonder, a ticked off chipmunk, and I just came from Talapas Lake. Pratt Lake Trailhead, yonder. There's a sick ridge this way that I'm headed to. I know. I'm moving along. Sorry. Check it out. That is the lake that I was just standing by. Hell of a view, though. Ah, yes. Yes, indeed. We have reached the ridge. Gentlemen, we've reached the ridge. Oh. Oh. What do you think of them apples, huh? What do you think of them apples? I'm gonna be sitting here having coffee, and someone's gonna come walking up the trail. And I'm just gonna be here chilling. Be like a character from a video game with wares to sell. Hello, traveler. Oh, Fear Inoculum by Tool just came on. Nice. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, that is a good cup of coffee. 7:20. I left camp at about 5:20. So I've been moving for about 2 hours, and I think I'm right around 4 miles. I'm doing about 2 miles an hour, and I'm also stopping, taking footage, stopping for coffee right now. Jalapeno cheddar bagels. Squeeze that cheese. All right, on the move again, and it's 7:44 right now. Down in the valley, oh, where are you going with beards all a-wagging? No knowing what brings Mr. Baggins and ballin' and dwellin' here down in the valley. Shout out to the Rankin Bass Orchestra. I think Rankin or Rankin Bass, the composer, I have to do some research, who did all the music for the old cartoon version of The Hobbit, which came out in, I want to say 73. I always say 78, but I think it actually came out in 71. Wow. Beautiful. Oh man, I'm not sure what that is right there. I don't think that's Caleton Peak. It might be a peak called Tusco Granite. All right, we've done it. We are in the valley. I was saying yesterday how I've never seen a bear in Washington, but it is that time that bears are awake. They're bearing, and so a little bit of talking, make a little noise for the bears. That's a lovely stream. I want to take a moment to talk about mitigating risk while hiking by yourself, going solo. This feels like freaking bear vibes right now, dude. Grizzlies aren't a thing until you get way further north near Canada. Mitigating risk when solo hiking, and I was thinking about it because of the fact that I'm on this trail snow-free, and having been on this trail back when it was a lot of snow, reminds me, you know I complain about snow. I mean, when you live in Washington, you waiting through the winter for this weather where you can hike snow-free is man, it's such a thing. But you have to mitigate risk when you're hiking by yourself, and that can manifest in a lot of different ways, like maybe hike slower. Post holing isn't safe. People post hole all the time when they're hiking on trails that have snow, but post holing has its own plethora of risks. You could break an ankle, twist a foot, break a leg. by avoiding snow, you're also mitigating risk. And you have to mitigate risk when you're by yourself because, like, sure, I've got a personal locator beacon. And it has satellite texting capabilities too. So not only can I press the SOS button and sooner or later the chopper's gonna come, but I can also use it to text, even though my phone has a satellite texting capability nowadays, but I could use my PLB to text as well. And that's so important because then you can, let people know, hey, this is the situation I'm in, how dire it is, or how not dire it is. I could just press that button and I'll end up in a hospital. That doesn't mean that nothing can go wrong. Who wants to be in that situation? A lot of people wear their personal locator beacon, their Garmin's, they wear them on their shoulder strap. So it's right there, easily accessible. And I was crossing a pass, really snowy pass in the Sierra Nevada on the PCT last year. And I post-holed stepping over a boulder and it was so bad I was straddling this giant boulder like I was riding a freaking bull. And I couldn't move my legs. Like, I couldn't really lift myself up over the rock, and I struggled to step and get out of that situation. I was fine. Like, I didn't get hurt or anything, nothing like that. Wow, this is a beautiful forest. What if you ended up in a situation where, I don't know, you were pinned down and couldn't reach your PLB? I carry mine in my hip pouch, so I would need to use my arms to get into that hip pouch. My hand, unbuckle it and reach in and grab it, turn it on, and press the SOS button. And if you're unable to do all that, well, bad situation. So anyways, making decisions, even as simple as stopping for a second and picking your step just a little more carefully, or taking a little extra time climbing over a blowdown. There are things you have to do. And you see people go out and solo hike all the time on YouTube and Instagram and all that, but I feel like people don't talk about that factor as much, because I think, people don't want to talk about that stuff. It's a scary thought. And what I like to do is something a bike messenger told me, a really good bike messenger told me a long time ago. He had a son, and he was a single father, and I asked him one time, how do you handle, doing the job that you do, which is very dangerous, and, having your son at home? Because wouldn't it suck if you, got hit by a car and got killed? One of the thing he told me was, when I leave the house, I have this mentality where one way or another, I picture myself, he said, I envision myself riding my bike into my driveway at home at the end of the day. And I don't care what I have to do to make that a reality. I don't care if I have to smash a rear view mirror off a car. I don't care if I have to ride on the sidewalk. I don't care if I have to get off my bike and walk it. I don't care what I have to do. I will do whatever it takes, be that risky or cautionary, and I will make it home to my son at the end of the day. And that is almost the exact mentality that I have learned to carry and hold when I'm out doing these solo hikes, because I have messed myself up out here. I have been on hikes where I'm out by myself, drinking beers, slip and fall in a rock field. I have been on hikes where I'm being as careful as I can, and I get hurt, and I'm limping back to the car. And thank God I made it back to the car. But that's what I do when I walk away, when I check my locks on my car and I walk away from the trailhead. In my head, I have a vision, and I hold that vision throughout the day of picturing myself walking around that last bend on the trail and seeing my car and getting in it, starting it up and driving away. And I will do whatever I have to do, be it walking slower, taking breaks, drinking more water, turning around if need be, to make sure that I am driving home from this hike. All right. Oh yeah, we're in the Alpine Lakes Wilderness, my dude. Yes, indeed, we are. All right. Hello, Pratt Lake. How about it, huh? Okay, so this is a bit of a junction. Pratt River Trail, Malacca Lake. That trail right there, if I took that trail, that's a bit of a jaunt. Bit of a jaunt, mate. Bit of a jaunt. That's like it's many miles, and it links up to another trail which takes you to the famous Goldmire Hot Springs, which I should actually try and get a reservation for those this year. But they're famous hot springs in Washington, and they're accessed by about a 13-mile long road that you need a bit of high clearance and four-wheel drive, at least all-wheel drive, to get to. And they're built out. There's like a cabin, and people enter drawing to work there, and you have to have a reservation to get there. We'll make exceptions for through hikers. These are a lovely, lovely little treat. I don't know what they are, but they are blooming. Just getting their bloom on, dude. So sick. So sick seeing all the foliage coming fresh. The Devil's Club is all tiny and its prickles are soft. The salmon berries are blooming. The elderberries have flowers all over them. The ferns, look at those suckers just getting ready to unfurl, man. Oh, nice, dude. River crossing. Ooh, we got the log jam. We're in the log jam. Wow, beautiful. So, last time I was here in the snow in February, this is where I turned around. But not this time. This time, we're walking on, baby. We're walking on. Oh, so lush, dude. Okay, so here is where I have to make a decision. Lake Kaliton to the north, Malacca Lake to the east. I've been to Malacca Lake before. I've never been to Lake Kaliton, but I've never been to Malacca Lake from this approach. And it's not that far. So I think I'm gonna go there actually. I'm gonna go check out and see if there's snow there. So I'm gonna go check that out, see what the conditions are. trail is so nice and spongy. So nice, so nice. So nice and soft under my feet. The section of trail I'm moving through right now just has so much brush growing over it that is still wet. I assume from the rain yesterday and the day before, and it just got so wet. But my phone case is actually holding up well, and it is nice to have the waterproof zipper on there because it feels like it keeps my phone drier. So I'll take it. Pole caught back there. Oh my gosh, I am just getting absolutely destroyed by the overgrowth on this trail. That's nice. That's very pretty. I think I'm just about a half a mile away from the next lake that I'm trying to make it to. Ooh. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah. And as you can see, oh gosh, I'm just like, my legs are soaked. My legs are soaked. My torso is pretty wet. My feet are soaked. It is water sports, dude. My phone hit 20%, so I had to plug it in. If you have an iPhone, you know the sound. That freaking and the alert that says water detected in USB-C port. I stuck it, I blew out the charging port and stuck it in my hat. So I figured that's warm. I'm not sweating too much. So, and by golly, it worked. So, note to self, when that happens, if your head isn't too sweaty, nice trick. I'm just hitting 4,000 feet elevation, and it is anything but snowy. Thank goodness for DCF, baby, because this new Hilltop Packs DCF hip pouch, bruh, totally waterproof. Look at this. What a beautiful climb. My feet are so wet, my legs are too, but I'm quite warm, mostly from climbing. It's just huckleberries. That's what they always say. So much water on them. He's now to run to Knowlton. We're surrounded by water. Wow, that's a beautiful view. Jeez, how lovely. Ooh, what do we got here? Come on, give me a view. Oh, don't drop your phone, Nick. I don't know. I can hear water down there. Big water. Coming down out of the lake basin. Let's go. Okay. Whoo-wee. There we are. Malacqua Lake, Denny Creek Trailhead. Made it to the Malacqua Lake Basin. Okay, Alexa. I need you to play Witness by Urban Cookie Collective. I know I always request that song, but it's for a good reason. Nope, it's some sort of Grateful Dead song. No snow, dude. Shaw. Oh yeah, Alpine Lakes Wilderness. Dude. Bruh. Oh, Truckin' by the Grateful Dead. but it's a live version that I didn't recognize the start of. Dude. That was a bit of climbing, dude. Not gonna lie. I had my quads burning. Jeez, dude. I have camped over there on the other side of the lake twice. Wow, dude. This is just so nice. Remnants of the snow. What a long, strange trip it's been. And I think I'm right about 10 miles. That's 10 miles by 10. Like my sitting rock? It was made for sitting. Goodness gracious, man. I got so freaking wet. I'm just soggy now. So, I've got two options with the layers that I brought. I guess this is a good time to show you what I brought. I brought my tarp tent, my Z-Packs duplex, my tent I used on the Pacific Crest Trail last year. I brought the clothes that I'm wearing, so just my running shorts, my tights. I'm wearing my bedrock sandals, my trash bag. So let's see, my extra layers, I brought one extra pair of underwear, a pair of socks. I brought two pairs of socks. One pair of sleeping socks that's in my pack liner with my sleeping bag and my sleeping pad, and another pair that can get wet or dirty. Smart wool leggings. These are like a mid-weight legging, maybe more like a heavyweight legging. But they're like emergency, like keep you warm as heck. Well, there's people. Those were a nice couple of gentlemen. Little talkative, which is always fun, because I'll just talk. I'm a yapper. I'm a yapper, dude. I've been called a yapper. Okay, we're doing sliders. No, we're not. But you ever remember watching like MasterChef, the earlier seasons on MasterChef, where they'd have, they get to the point where they'd have the contestants do like a challenge, and they'd have to, okay, you have to develop a menu to serve, 100 firefighters. It was always like a funny go-to move that people would use, kind of like tapas, but people would always be just like, what are we doing? Okay, we're doing sliders. They were trendy, they are trendy, and you can do them all sorts of like nifty ways. And what else did I bring? I brought my stove. I brought a large fuel canister, not the tower, not the big tank, but the regular like 7.4 ounce size. I've got my button up, which I've managed to keep dry. Alexa, play Sun by Utah Saints. Anyways, brought my frog togs. I'm rocking the frog togs this season. My hat, a bandana. I brought a microfiber cloth. I did bring some gloves, cheap like gloves. These are like the lightweight Atlas ones. And these are just nice because they keep your hands pretty warm, and they're light and they're durable. And if you mess them up or lose one, it's not a big deal. Brought my sleeping bag, my inflatable pad, which I didn't use last night. I'm using that tonight. I brought steaks, my water filter, brought my toothbrush, my shit trowel, and I didn't bring too much food. I brought like 3 bagels, a bunch of coffee, some electrolyte packets, 2 battery packs, 2 cords. So for lunch, I'm doing freaking spam musubi, dog. I got roasted seaweed, got some of that. I got some instant rice. This stuff's cool because it's got little pinholes in the bags, and then the rice is already kind of somewhat cooked. I don't know what they do with it, but you just drop it in your water and it boils, and it cooks okay. So it doesn't always come out that soft. 2 things of spam. I think spam musubi. I think it's gonna go down well. I want to get more into cooking fun stuff on trail. It just makes sense. Like, not through hiking. I don't need to save a ton of weight on trail. so I can bouge out a little bit, glamp out a little bit more. And so, yeah, I need a few things though. I do need an ultralight cutting board. Oh man, and I'm absolutely loving the Black Diamond Pursuit trekking poles. They're so comfy, dude. Check it out here, dude. The sun is trying. Come on, son. Come on, son. All right. The sushi burrito. The spam musubi turned into more of a sushi burrito. Seaweed. Minute rice. Spam. Pull this in half, double it, double up, and just lay the spam in there just like that, and then hit it with the rice, hit it with the rice, hit it with the rice, hit it with the rice. Whoops. Here we go. Now, fatal error. I didn't bring any soy sauce or sriracha, dude. Fatal error. Mistake. Send it back. Send it back. I'm gonna leave a terrible Yelp review. All right. Okay. And now I'm just gonna tuck the back a little bit and just kind of make a little boat out of it, dude. Just gonna make a little boat out of it. I don't want to waste too much of the rice. I already lost some of it. Okay. Get rid of that extra. I love roasted seaweed. And dude, 9 out of 10 trail food. Hands down, would make again, will make again. Oh, it just needs soy sauce and sriracha. One or the other, or both. Oh my God. All right, on the move again. It is 11:39. Spent just over an hour and a half here at Lake Malacqua, Mosquito Lake. I've done 9.925 miles. I've got about, I'm thinking, just guesstimating, but I've got about 12 miles ahead of me. I have to work tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. So ideally, I'd camp as close to my car as possible. I don't really have to think about that for like at least 5 more miles. So I'm gonna pump some tunes, get to this trailhead, and the sun's coming out. That's wonderful. All right, this is Hemlock Pass, and aptly named as there's hemlock trees all over. Look at that, dude. Mountains. Remember the mountain? Remember the mountain, right? Hell yeah. Let's move. Oh, rock fields. How I love thee. Jeez, dude, what a freaking beautiful day. This damn boulder field, same boulder field I fell in, and I just missed the trail. Ended up climbing over these giant boulders like 30 feet below the trail, but I'm passing hella hikers now, which is kind of cool. Everyone's just waiting for the sun to come out, dude. Making quick work of this descent, bro. Oh my gosh, dude. River. Oh, river crossing. Nice. is 1:20, and I am like just over a mile from the trailhead. I'm in the double digits. Hit the double digits as far as miles go. I'm coming up on 13, so that's great. Chock full of Spam Musubi burritos. Like how I almost roll my ankle once the trail's smooth. Oh man, and it's just got warm, dude. This is the weather I was waiting for. This is the spot on a hot day, dude. Like a mile from the trailhead. Super easy. Freaking dude. Let's go. Wow, it's low right now, dude. Hella low. Sheesh. Oh, here it is. Here's the Star Wars indoor part of the trail. Oh, check it out. That is the I-90 right there, dude. So gnarly. So cool. Oh, yeesh. Man, reminds me of Return of the Jedi. Yes, dude. More bridge, please. But this isn't like really good, man. Like, there should be. This is like late summer river right here. For this river, for this particular river, there should be like probably 3 times as much water moving down there. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Oh, made it. Oh, let's go. All right. The road walk begins now. The road walk begins now. I'm not even at 15 miles. It's gonna be a 20-miler for sure today. It is 1:46. Woo! Just hit 14 miles. Let's go. And normally my car would be parked up there, but it's not. So the road walk begins now. The road walk begins and it is 1:51 rum. So you bet your boots that I'm gonna be sticking my thumb out. We'll see though, you know. If it's around the PCT, people are savvy and they know that a hiker thumbing a ride is not a danger. But I mean, we're close to the PCT. It's just like a couple exits up the freeway. So people might be savvy. They might be like, oh, let's just pick this hiker up. Plus I look very hiker-ish. Do I? I like to think I don't look too threatening. Maybe just strange. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's go. Whoo! All right. Just over halfway done with this road walk. And it's one of the more pleasant road walks I've ever done. I haven't even stuck my thumb out, just because it's not that far, and it's beautiful out, and you know, I think I like using sunglasses for only a few applications. Yes, I do believe that the sun actually isn't bad for us. Sunshine isn't actually bad for us. Skin cancer from sun exposure is a myth. I know that's controversial. Get hyphy in the comments about it if you want to, but I don't care. That's what I believe. I think that it's important to get sunlight into your eyeballs, on your retinas. However, sometimes there's just times where I don't want all that light, and it gets to be just a little too much. And so for prolonged snow travel, for like all day full exposure sun hiking, I think it can I think it can cause like a little bit of weariness and fatigue. And so yeah, I think there are applications in which I love having sunglasses. For the most part, I don't like wearing sunglasses. Okay, road walk done with. Didn't get a ride. It's okay. It was shorter than I thought it'd be. Only took about an hour. It's 3 o'clock. I only got like just over 3 miles to get to the trailhead where my car is. So what I might do is get my car, come back to this trailhead, and then go up Granite Mountain, which is only just over 4 miles, and sleep there, watch the sunset, because it's totally cleared up. So the sunset could be pretty sick from a fire lookout at 4,800 feet. Might be higher than that, might be 5,200. Anyways, I don't know. Right now, the mission is just to get to my Subaru. It's so nice to hike in sunny weather. Even though I'm in the trees right now, doesn't really matter to me. I'm loving it. So beautiful. I am just over 19 miles for the day. And dude, I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired. Definitely not gonna drive home tonight. That'd just be miserable. I know that once I get in my car, I'm gonna be so tired. So what I think I'm gonna do is cruise over to some campsites along the river that I passed on the road walk I just did, and camp along the river tonight. All right, round 2 coffee, afternoon coffee for the day. It's 4:30. So I've been at it for just about 12 hours, and I just hit, I think, 20.25 miles. So in there, dude, in there. And yeah, just stopped for one last snack, just like half a bagel and some coffee. And I've got, I don't know, I think I've got like 2.5, maybe 3 more miles to my car. It is just a beautiful afternoon. The sun is shining, is blasting through the trees. Filtered sunlight when it comes through the trees. Yeah, dude, I think it's gonna turn out to be about a 23 mile day, which is killer. I can't wait to check the elevation gain and loss when I get to my car, because like I just climbed like 1,900 feet in just a couple miles. And I'm at the split where I cut off this morning to walk up to the ridge where I had my morning coffee. So it seemed like a good spot to have afternoon coffee. I'm not gonna go sleep on top of a hill anywhere, but on my way home, leaving this region, there is river access with a place with campsites and places to camp. I'm gonna pull off there and camp on the river tonight. Yeah, and then take off in the morning and have time to get a good night's sleep. And right now I'm gonna kill this coffee and hoof it back to the car because it's all flat and downhill from here. Cheers. Forgot to mention the spot on the river has cell service, so we're just glamping out here, dude. We're bouging, we're glamping, we're living that life. Yo, let's go. Huh. Man, today has just been full of lakes, streams, some dope bridges. Oh my gosh, dude, I just passed a couple. It's 10 to 6. I just passed a couple going out on trail. They're not going too far, but they're going a little bit further than I would have to go to get to the top of Granite Mountain tonight. And they're going out for the night. Getting me all fired up, man. Getting my dander up. The boys got the dander up. You ever seen that movie Gettysburg? Absolutely incredible movie. I think it's got one of the Sheen brothers in it. I think. I could be wrong. But stellar movie. Watched it a lot as a kid. Used to rent it from the library from time to time on a 2VH set. And boy, talk about an age-old process. Renting or borrowing movies and having to watch them in 2 parts. Did that with Scarface, Gettysburg. I'm sure there's others. But yeah, there's this one scene in it where Robert E. Lee is getting... They're closing in on Gettysburg. The whole movie documents like the Battle of Gettysburg and what, you know, all the events leading right up to it. And there's a scene where I think is it Robert Duvall? No, that's not who it is. But there's a scene where one of Robert E. Lee's colonels, or I think he's a colonel, his group of men, I don't know if it was a battalion or what, they all engage this part of the Union Army earlier than General Lee had ordered, and they just got pulverized, absolutely demolished. And wow, isn't this beautiful out here, man? And bro, there's a scene, General Lee's watching the battle from a hilltop nearby on his horse, and he's like, why are those men attacking? Call the colonel. And so the colonel comes, reports to him, and as they're retreating, he's like, Colonel, why are your men attacking? And the guy's like, you disobeyed my orders. And he's ticked, man. He's ticked. Robert E. Lee is ticked. And the guy is like, I couldn't help it, General. It's been so long since the boys had a scrap. And as soon as they saw the bluebellies, the boys got the dander up. And so that's where they got the dander up. It's also that meme. There's a meme from a scene, from a clip out from The Walking Dead, which I've never watched. I've never watched The Walking Dead. Where that one guy's like, he's like leaning on a truck and he's like, and it's always like, the meme is like, when I'm on my way to work, but I spot a homeless guy getting drunk off vodka on the sidewalk, and it starts getting me fired up. So, and now I see these people headed up for the night, and I'm just like, wait a minute, these people are headed up, and it is earlier than when I got here and headed up. It was practically dark when I got on trail last night. I'm just like, man, getting my dander up, making me want to go sleep on top of a mountain. Except that mountain is 4 miles to the top, and it's pretty much like 3,500 feet of gain in 4 miles, just over 4. So I don't know. Right now, I'm just gonna get back to my car. always cool to see the trail in the forest in the daylight when you hike in at night the first time through. Different world, man. Beautiful. Also, oh, how easy it is to get your dam up when you've been walking downhill for 2.5 miles. Look at this, I can't believe it. Ripe salmon berries, let's go. What? What? I'm not gonna take them all. Oh, what? Oh, shit. That's mud. Oh my God. Unreal, dude. There's my little baby right there. It's very, very commonplace for people in this region to live in their vans or their cars or their trucks and campers. People who just are about that van life. It's very, very commonplace. There's even stipulations in places where the city or county will be like, hey, they'll even post signs that are like, please limit your stay to 8 hours. No camps, please. Enjoy yourselves. It's crazy, dude. But you know, my Subaru is my little baby. I love it, and I don't ever want to return to a trailhead or return to it from camping anywhere with the window busted out or with it absolutely gone. So I have everything of value in it. Which is really not much. Covered up, hidden, and I have a note that says, BRB doing photography. Okay. This is where I have to cross. Oh, cold. Actually, it feels kind of nice on my feet after busting ass all day. Oh, those are slippery rocks. Time to cook some food.